That pain, that sharp, it feels like electricity current running through you. Shooting pains down both legs. My left leg was much worse than my right leg. My legs would wobble or buckle out from under me. And like I said, sometimes these pains would be so severe, I'd literally pass out. I'd be standing straight up and just face plant on the ground because it would just literally, I'd go unconscious from it. I haven't been able to put any weight on this left leg at all for almost 10 years. I saw 7 doctors. They all wanted me just to get back on, heavy dose pain meds. I just didn't want to deal with that anymore. I didn't like the feeling of sitting there and just being zoned out. When I went in to see my doctor, I actually had a list of what doctors my insurance would cover to be sent to. And he immediately, pointed out and recommended Dr. Fessler at the Michigan Head and Spine Institute.
Dino was sent to me by his primary care physician. And his primary care doctor had been taking care of him for years. He had really ongoing severe back pain that had been just unremitting, and it traveled into his legs. He, on his pictures, had lumbar disc herniation, a ruptured disc. This picture on the left is a picture of the bottom of his spine. We each have 31 bones that make up our spine, and they're separated from one another by these little spacers. I'm outlining one with an arrow right now. And these are called discs, and they work like little shock absorbers. And I think that as we travel down, you can see that they're sort of white, but this one down here is not. This one is dark. And you can see that this one is actually pushing back and pressing on the nerves that go to his legs. And so at each level of our spine, 2 nerves come out, one on each side. In our neck, those nerves go to our shoulders, our arms, our hands, our chest. In our lower back, those nerves go to your hips, your pelvis, and your legs. And they carry all the information from your brain to your body and from your body to your brain. And much like when you park your car on the hose in the driveway and try to water the lawn, instead of watering an area this big, you water an area this big. Well, when there's pressure on a nerve, the information is not as good. And so not only may you have weakness or numbness or tingling, you also have pain from the pressure.
He seemed to know right away from my MRIs. Immediately he said, this is where I'm going to address. It felt like I had a huge weight on my shoulders that was just gone because I found somebody who said they could help.
And so what we did for him is he has a incision about this big, and we actually took that disc out from the front of his spine. And we actually then made him a little taller. We raised that disc up to the height that it should be, and we put a spacer in there. And that spacer, you can think of almost like a concrete block. Concrete blocks can bear a lot of weight, and they're hollow in the center. And so our spacer is sort of like that. We fill that spacer with a little bit of bone marrow from his own bones, as well as a substance that helps bones grow together. We put that in there, and then we literally slide it into the space, and we hook it to the bone above and below. We're done. So this is the picture of Dino after his surgery, and this is him standing. And again, you can't see it well because it's what we call radiolucent, meaning the x-rays pass through it. But the device that we put between his bones, between this bone and this bone, has these little markers on it that allow us to see it and know that it's properly placed. And then this is the device that attaches to it, and we literally putting back together with screws because we can't put a cast on his back while it heals. So we use screws to hold things together, and these screws work and bear weight until his fusion occurs. And in most people, this bone will actually grow through this implant and into the bone below, and that will occur from 6 to 18 months after surgery.
After that surgery, immediately in the hospital, I did not have that pain anymore. I've had that for so long. I was literally in tears because that pain was so bad and it was just gone. I've recovered way better than I ever hoped to. Not even 11 months ago, I had the surgery done. It blew me away how quickly I got back to work, and I never had a problem going right back to what I was doing. I want to thank Dr. Fessler for what he has done. He's given me my life back, and it's amazing. I feel like a brand new person, and I want to make sure other people out there know there is help out there. You just have to find the right person that can actually help you.